Hello and welcome to the Road to AWS Reinforce, an Alert Logic series where we'll look forward to the inaugural Amazon Web Services Security Conference happening on the 25th and 26th of June 2019 in Boston. I'm joined here today by Rohit Gupta, who's the Global Security Segment Lead for Amazon Web Services. Welcome, Rohit.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, appreciate it.
So here at Alert Logic, we're really looking forward to being part of the inaugural AWS Security Conference Reinforce. We'd love to get a bit of background as to how the idea came about and what your thinking was going into in launching this new endeavor.
Yeah, security is job zero for AWS. We take customer security and the data that they entrust us with very, very seriously. And so as we started looking at how customers go through the process of deploying their security solutions in the cloud, we realized that there aren't great options for them to learn at. And existing conferences are not focused on the security in the cloud problem. And so we decided to really focus in on that issue and help our customers learn best practices from other customers, from AWS and our partners that play a very important role in helping our customers secure themselves in the cloud. And so this conference is really focused on getting that word out and helping them in their journey.
Fantastic. And you have a great track record, at least from our experiences in participating in events like reInvent, of really putting the customer at the center of all of the action, in particular having opportunities for customers to share their experiences with their peers. Can we expect more of the same at Reinforce?
Yes, absolutely. We at Amazon start with the customers and work backwards. That's a philosophy and a leadership principle that we've espoused since the beginning. And this conference is no different. It really is designed to help our customers get the most value, and everything else is in support of that. And so yes, it's a central theme of the conference.
I noticed in the promotional material for Reinforce that it was a conference for builders by builders. So can we expect to see a lot of emphasis on kind of actionable, practical, educational sessions there?
Yes, indeed. We really hope that every session a customer attends gives them real tools and techniques that they can go and deploy the very next day when they're back. It is a requirement that every session is educational and that it is not selling solutions that a customer may or may not need. It's
Right.
really about helping them do their jobs better and be more secure at the end of it. So they're very much targeted at the builder community. That is a core part of our offering is targeted at. And it's also helping them really deploy those best practices.
Yeah, you touched on an interesting point there, and we've both been in the security industry for a number of years. One of the criticisms that's been leveled at some of the, let's say, more established conferences has been that the agenda has been so dominated by security vendors, and really that whatever the point feature or capability that's the hot topic of the day has really kind of dictated the agenda and the content that customers can expect. So it sounds like you're taking a different approach and really looking to focus far more on really kind of meaningful content that isn't so kind of vendor driven.
Yes, it again goes back to what's best for our customers is really what this is about. And either you're helping a customer do things better or you're not, and we are favoring the ones who are.
Right.
And so all the sessions are being checked and reviewed by our engineering teams to make sure that they are indeed valuable and accurate. And so a customer is not going to learn something that is incorrect
Right.
in any of those sessions, and they're really much more around the education versus selling, which that might be true for other events.
So low on fear, uncertainty and doubt, and people dressed in fantasy costumes and offering crazy prizes and giveaways.
We hope so. I cannot say that people will not attempt to get around that, but at the same time, I think it'd be clear to everyone if that is indeed happening, and the ones who try that will not be very successful.
Yeah, understood. And in terms of any kind of grand themes you might be able to share coming out from AWS at Reinforce, any particular topics that you think are going to get a lot of focus and attention from your side?
Yeah, I think that automation is a very, very big part of our thinking around getting security right. We really believe that the more you automate, the more you take the human away from the problem, the more likely you are to be successful in securing your infrastructure and keeping it secure. So that's a key theme. I think focus on developers and technologies like DevSecOps is a very important area for us, and that covers modern tools like containers and Lambda and other very specific to AWS solutions like Fargate. but also around scale. We have customers that have literally thousands of instances running and thousands of accounts that are being used. And so solutions we bring to bear have to really address the needs of those large enterprise customers as well. So it's very important that again, going back to the automation, but also the ability to scale across geographies, across different accounts and different numbers of accounts.
That's very good to know. We've talked about, I guess, the kind of hands-on end of the scale, so the engineers and the practitioners. One other observation from attending a number of security conferences over the years is that as an industry we've struggled to really provide kind of business owner level content that's meaningful. Do you see content coming out from AWS or from your partner ecosystem to try and make a kind of business level message here for folks that may be less specifically focused on security but see security as key to meeting their business objectives? Absolutely.
There are sessions across the board. There are sessions for the practitioner. There are sessions that are focused for the business user as well. We have a builder fair as part of the expo floor where customers can go and learn and do things themselves. But on the other hand, we also have sessions that are targeted at the C-suite where they're setting policy and looking at staffing and managing large projects are focused on security.
Very good. Another area that's been often kind of frustrating, I guess, for businesses that are really looking to get value from the security industry is the lack of collaboration between the vendors that make up a large part of that landscape. Given that we've got a very specific subject at hand, to your point around how we're going to address security in the cloud, do you expect to see more of a collaborative approach from the vendors that are participating?
Yeah, I hope so, and I think we will do our best to make that happen. The fact is that if we all sort of focus on what's best for the customer and work backwards from there, which is the way we like to do things, you will have a lot of different vendors having to work together, because no single vendor is going to cover all the needs of every customer. There just will be multiple vendors. There'll be consulting partners, there'll be managed services, there'll be ISVs, and we believe that they all need to work together to make a customer successful. And so at Reinforce, we're really hoping that there's a great opportunity for our partners to come together and offer solutions that customers truly need and will require collaboration.
Very good. And given it's the inaugural conference, you've chosen a location in Boston. Was there any kind of particular thinking that went into geographically why Boston made sense out of interest?
Yes, there are a number of reasons actually. One, most of the tech conferences, including reInvent, happen on the West Coast or in Las Vegas, and we wanted to sort of broaden the scope of this by going across the country, so to get away from the more traditional events. The second thing is we believe that there is a large community of financial services customers and other enterprises that are based on the East Coast that we can attract by having it in Boston. So yes, there was some thought put into that, but it's also a great city, and I think the time of year it is in, Boston is one of the best places to be.
Yeah, excellent. And are you also expecting a good international presence? So have you seen customers show interest from some of your international markets?
Yeah, very much so. I think just like at reInvent, we get people from all over the world, and we expect that at Reinforce it'll be very similar. Security is something that all customers care about, whether they are in the US or outside. With specific regulations like GDPR, there's a strong focus on compliance and security in Europe. And also in the Asia Pacific region, there are countries that have very strong security and compliance requirements. So yes, this is definitely a global event, and we fully expect to see similar representation from other countries as we do at reInvent.
Very good. And I guess for organizations that have yet to take the plunge and really start to leverage AWS and cloud services, will there be specific tracks that target those kind of first time interested parties that really don't know what they don't know?
Yes, we actually have a Security Pioneers track, which is focused on exactly that. And I think that there are levels of learning even in that. So there will be something in it for everyone, for the very early stage to the very mature organizations. We really believe that everyone will come away with a few things they can apply right away when they get back on Monday morning at the job.
Excellent. So regardless of kind of what stage of the journey you're on, there'll be something that means something to you.
Yes, and we're always looking for feedback. If there are things that are really important to our customers and we didn't get right in the first one, we're happy to make good on the next one, and really think that making our customers successful is really something that will never end. We'll continue to strive to be better.
Excellent. So us at AlertLogic, we're very excited about the opportunity to really get to display the breadth and depth of our expertise as it relates to the specific subject. Obviously, we've been in the ecosystem for a very long time. You've been very aware of that. What are you expecting from us? Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to us bringing to the conference?
Yeah, as a longtime partner and a sponsor of reInvent as well, I think AlertLogic has a great brand in the AWS ecosystem, and we think that our customers are interested in learning more about what you offer. There's clearly a differentiated offering from the point of view that you have a full service, not just a product offering that they would be interested in learning about, and showcasing what you do for customers and where you've already been successful. Again, going back to our customers and working backwards from their needs, that's what we would like you to showcase. We've done this before, we've been doing it for a while. We have over 1,000 customers we've been working with that are AWS customers as well. And here's what we've learned, and here's why you should consider AlertLogic. That really is a much more meaningful story to tell a customer than talk about features.
For sure. I think with that in mind, we're very focused on helping customers understand that we keep builders building, right? Rather than necessarily giving them the tools to build themselves. From my experiences, there's a segment of the market that really just wants the security problem to be minimized as much as possible, and looks to the expertise that we have to enable them to focus on other projects that are maybe revenue generating or aligned with business objectives, as opposed to being very specific about security. So I think that's what you can expect from us, is a lot of talk about really how we bring together the platform, the intelligence and the expertise to really keep builders in a position where they can keep on innovating and moving further towards that digital transformation goal that they have. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think security is an area that everybody is very, very passionate about, and they want to get it right. It is very important that they get it right, but not everyone knows how to do it right. And so having a partner who can actually help them get it right without it taking a lot of time away from their day job is fantastic. I really like that about you guys.
Excellent. So one final thought, in terms of integrations with existing AWS security technologies, is that an area that you see continued and growing focus on from the community, ourselves included? Is that going to be a topic of discussion?
Yes, it always is. I think our customers expect us to continue to innovate on their behalf, and so we are producing new services like we did with GuardDuty and AWS Security Hub more recently, and we will continue to have others. And having our partners take off from where we end is fantastic for our customers, so you can help them with the last mile of remediation, or if it's about monitoring or tying into other systems they might have. So yes, you can continue to expect more services coming from AWS that make our customers' lives better and make their jobs easier. And having our partners build on is a very, very important part of that.
Excellent. Join us as we continue on the road to AWS Reinforce, where we'll be joined by AlertLogic and AWS customers who are looking forward to joining the conference and be talking to us about the value they're hoping to get from attending. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the content, and we really look forward to seeing you next time.